The ongoing war in Ukraine continues to displace people and families even a year after fighting began. Throughout that time, two Abilene-based nonprofits have been supplying aid to the refugees facing life-changing devastation.
And the need is no less than it was on the first day. KTAB's Noah McKinney takes us to Global Samaritan headquarters, where they are celebrating the 20th shipment of supplies to the area over the past 12 months. A milestone in charity, but that will not last, and it will need to be showing the spirit of the big country. That's tonight's top story.
Abilene organizations Jeremiah's Hope and Global Samaritan Resources have something to celebrate.
Sending the 20th container of relief aid to Ukraine in the past 12 months.
Which is no small task, says Global Samaritan Executive Director Erica Pangburn.
When I say container, I mean a 40-foot container. We're not just sending like the boxes that you would drop off at UPS.
Sending essentials like blankets, food, and toiletries to Ukrainian refugees affected and displaced by the war.
We've been able to distribute tens of thousands of pounds of humanitarian aid to people who are in great need.
Jeremiah's Hope Executive Director Andrew Kelly says there are not as many volunteers stepping up as there were last year. But as people are displaced from their homes in this ongoing war, the need is no less great.
When you tell someone you love them, they know it by your actions, right? Sending hope is a big deal, but when hope comes in the form of a hot meal or a warm blanket.
To date, Jeremiah's Hope has sent far over 5 million servings of specially packaged soup and rice meals to these war-afflicted areas.
These are designed to provide the recipient with enough vitamins and minerals for the day.
But for all the good, the danger is clear. This Jeremiah's Hope vehicle was blown up on its way into an active battle area. The reality can be hard to take in.
So what you're talking about is crisis fatigue. It takes an intentional effort to remember that not everyone is able to live under the blessings that we have here.
Which is why Box 20 will not be the last to be sent from the key city.
Container 21 is actually scheduled to go out in another 2.5 weeks.
And with it, the hope to carry on, even in the face of unimaginable loss.
We're going to continue shipping containers to Ukraine for as long as the war is going on, as long as there's need.
For BigCountryHomepage.com, I'm Noah McKinney.
A World War II veteran from the Big Country was laid to rest in Sylvester, that's in Fisher County, this afternoon. A man who gave his life in service to his country almost 80 years ago, pronounced missing in action until just this year. His family holding a funeral service and burial, and finally feeling closure from their loss so many decades ago. For tonight's top story, KTAB's Noah McKinney takes us to this unique service where tears of joy outnumbered those of pain.
August 1st, 1943, 31-year-old Air Force Tech Sergeant Frank Farrell is shot down over Romania. His family receives a folded flag and nothing more.
My mother was his youngest sister. It crushed her, and she would talk about it, but she didn't talk about it at length.
Nephew Simon Terrazas never got to meet Uncle Frank, but that doesn't mean he didn't play a role.
It felt like I knew him.
For nearly 80 years, this loss hung over Simon and his family. But now, Uncle Frank has finally come home.
What do you say? Except praise God.
Advancements in DNA identification matched Sergeant Farrell with his living family back in Texas, bringing closure to their questions and an end to their grief, even for those that passed without knowing he was found.
I am thrilled to be able to do this for my mother.
It means a lot. It's drilled in us from basic training. Never leave a fallen comrade. This comrade had failed, but we finally got him home.
Sergeant First Class Thomas Baldwin and Staff Sergeant Matthew Sands were tasked with escorting Farrell and rendering honors, staying with the family until the last note rang out.
I thought it was my duty, and I figured I'd see it through.
Farrell was offered a spot in the Arlington National Veterans Cemetery. Gracious, but his family knew him better.
Every one of us that are still living thought that he belonged at home.
Returning not just to the States, but to his hometown of Sylvester, Texas. His family finding one plot open and deciding that's right where he belonged.
What? Next to his mother. Is that a miracle or what?
A hometown boy making his triumphant return.
Bringing that soldier home is the most important thing that the United States of America could do.
Making No Man Left Behind more than just a mantra.
It means everything. We owe it to each other. So, nobody left behind.
And reuniting a mother with her son after years of searching.
She's looking at us from heaven. She's proud as a mouse right now.
Easter has come early. Frank Ross Farrell has come home.
For BigCountryHomepage.com, I'm Noah McKinney.